All right, guys. So, one of those days. Damn it. No. Really? Up there. Well, and due to the change of weather patterns, you guys, there's been delays of doing the stuff that I've been wanting to do. Okay. I'm indoors right now. I am getting ready to actually, I was going to do this at the van, right? Don't mind the air mattress, right? Because that sucker right there is, clearly ready to be worked on, right? So yesterday I didn't get to do anything. I was doing other things. But I've also been realizing too how, the algorithm of YouTube won't push the video out if you got so much different topics going on in one video. I've been making that mistake a lot. Like, for example, if you're going to talk van life, if you're going to talk home life, if you're going to talk shopping, you know what I mean? But this series has been all about building a bit, right? So I've been really, 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 really bad at discussing everything because that's the way my brain works, eh? When you don't have many people to really talk to, and hold on a second here. Like talk to on a personal level kind of thing. So as a result, it's like, you just keep on ranting and ranting and ranting. And so, but anyways, today I am going to try and see what I can do about getting the arms ready for that platform. I think what I'm going to be doing is I got some brackets that twist that I bought a year or two ago. And my original plan was to build the legs, right? But then there was going to be wood right across the top, okay? Like underneath the actual platform, but above the legs, to where the brackets were going to open that lid up just enough to where I can get inside and grab whatever I need, right? Well, I am still contemplating that with the way I got all the wood set up and cut, and now they're all straight wood. Not anything with what I did, as you guys have seen, right? So, it's just that instead of trying to figure out, pulling them all out one by one, opening up the lid just in case if I need a screwdriver kind of thing, or something happens with the motor, you want to lift it up and then say, okay, there it is, grab it, and then you put the lid back down, right? It's that kind of stuff I'm looking forward to, right? Like, I've got the L brackets, like they're, just the small ones that will put these suckers, and along with the glue, because I've got about 1 1/4 glues left. And I might have to buy another one. It only costs like $6, no big deal. And then make sure I solidify it to the actual platform, right? And then, and the other ones will get it done too, where they'll be bracketed and glued in as well. Because I want to make sure everything is going to be solidified. So, now we got a little bit of time, we got the wedding coming up and stuff. So, and the weather here has been raining for the last couple of days. It came in actually yesterday, so a couple of days. So overnight, but same thing. So today the goal is to get the wood. Now I've got 3-inch screws, right? And basically the thickness of the wood there to put it together is going to be about 3 inches anyway. So I'm going to be able to. Did I even bring my power tools up? I really wish I had a Milwaukee power tool. That way I could just go put it right in there instead of Armstronging it, because I'm telling you, at times it just feels like that you just don't want to do it anymore because you're going kind of thing, right? And it's very time consuming. If I would have known that my current Ryobis were not going to be strong enough for this kind of stuff, I don't think I would have bought them. So that's the plan for today. Is I'm going to try and put those together because they take about 24 hours to dry, right? And then I'm going to try and figure out along on that to see exactly where. I've got my ideas where was. You see those wood platforms right there, okay? kind of had an idea of putting those on, like, because this board here, okay, is supposed to be the one that goes straight across. That's how I think it's going to be a 15 or whatever it is, right? So, no, that one's 25. Yeah. And so the whole point is to put something right on top of it. So that way the actual bed platform, you know, like kind of like that, if you guys know what I mean. So I'm not trying to get fancy. It's just that if I have to access something under there, or even a food storage, for an example, which I highly doubt, I'll have to figure that part out too. I might have to put it actually in the back, because this platform here is actually only 30 and a half. It's not 32 like I thought, right? So it's going to open up about almost 2 inches at the back, which I could put something back there for, like, you know, bread, soups, that kind of stuff, right? So, but anyways, that's the plan for today. So let's get going on it. Well, I was outside talking to the road construction people, right? They're paving finally. It means that there's new pipes. But on the other side, however, it's going to be a different story. Well, over here, you'll be able to park, I believe they said, you know, around the area again. So anyways, so now I'm going to get into the bad topic here. What I'm doing here is I made one small mistake, and I wasn't thinking, right? So I actually put some brackets on that one there. What I should have done is glued the legs on first, which is what I did with the other ones. And then when those are solidified, then put those brackets on so it solidifies it further. I should have done that in the first place, but I didn't. So, plus thing is, I did it on the other side. But you know, all this stuff is going to be, eventually, it's all going to be, you know, solidified onto the platform in the van anyway, right? So it makes no big difference. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just figuring out, you know, which one goes where and making sure it's all accurate, you know, because of the fact that the cuts were all the same for everything. There shouldn't be a reason why when it goes into the van that it won't be straight. So because they're all the same size. So, but yeah, I could see where because these two are side by side and they're the same size, right? You could see where it's a little off there. So it was my mistake. What I probably could do is because the glue was just put on, I could probably take those brackets off and get it done correctly. I probably could do it before it solidifies. I wonder if I should do that. Yeah, I think I better. Well, we are getting there. Those two end parts ones there are going to be the headrest and the footrest. These ones here, and I got still a few more here to go through. Hopefully I got enough. I don't know if I did everything right. If I didn't, what can I do, right? So I only need 3 more for the other side, and then we're done. So 2, 4, 6. There's possibly 3 there. Yep. Okay. Maybe I did do it correctly. Good. So, and then all of a sudden, yeah, then when the glue is done on these ones here, all solidified, then I'll put those brackets, these suckers here, okay, right along the corners over here to make sure it's all solidified. So that way I could, you know, finally get the bed going properly. And then I could put it right on top of all the stuff that is, you know, that is already in there. And right, you know, so I'm looking forward to getting this done. Ignore everything else here because that's my trifold here, which will be going on the bed. Okay, so, and unfortunately, the pillow kind of got squashed down there. Oh well. Anyways, it's all going to be cleaned up eventually. All right, so they're all glued together now. And so I'd say 12 to 24 hours from now, they're all flush, right? So, yeah, right there. So that way, as they're flush there, it should be a lot easier to put those brackets on, and then we're good to go, right? So I can't put them on the outside. I wish I could put them on the outside, but I can't because with the way these brackets are made, they're not exactly squared off around here. It's actually curved. So they have to go on the inside, which is fine. So when that's all said and done, so that will probably be a little bit more squared off than the brackets. It is what it is, right? So yeah, so those will probably be probably, I don't know. There's wood downstairs too, which I'm gonna have to, like, once this weather clears up a little bit. There is another part of the wood, you know, the bigger parts, right? There is extras, right? And I'm gonna be trying to see what I can do about you know, making one small part extra in different spots to put those brackets on, so it opens up like this. Like, yeah, you guys, I know it's a lot of work, you know, to do this, but in the end, I think it's gonna pay off because of everything that's underneath. So, and it's also, you know, I'm, you know, learning how to do this kind of stuff, right? So it takes a lot of patience. So, but I think in the end, I will, you know, if I'm happy about the results, then get the rig back on the road and doing things the way we want to do it, right? So, and then I'm gonna be looking for some kind of a light for inside. It's gonna be a small one kind of thing, kind of like what my buddy has, right? So instead of putting the streamer lights up like I did before, just figuring put a small one, because how much taping is gonna be done inside? Realistically, probably very little, right? So, anyways, so that's it for today. Wait till tomorrow. Or even tonight, who knows? Depends when those things are solidified enough to work and put those brackets on without having this stuff move around. So stay tuned.